And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing on this fine Monday? What have you been up to? Why were you doing it? And how? I didn't even think that legs could bend that way. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I've had an incredibly uninteresting weekend. Did nothing, did F all. But that's mostly because kids are now officially back in school, and you have to like concentrate on things and making sure that you don't fuck everything up, which is always fun. And also, unlike most people, because I don't have one of them their real jobs where I have to be up in the morning to go to somewhere I hate for like 9 o'clock at the same time as the kids are going to school. School time is like the worst. I can on summer holidays I can wake up at a solid 10 and get on with my day if I get up that early. Waking up at the crack of noon. But yeah, so the summer holidays are great, even though everyone's like, what are you gonna do when you got the kids at home? It's fine. I like my kids. I just work and they do whatever they do. Kid stuff mostly. So yeah, so that's over again, and they're in big school now because they're big kids with very they're getting very tall. How tall are the kids now, Mrs. Sick, in terms of you?
Very close to 5'1".
They're very close to being.
They need like 2 inches before they're like my height.
Yeah, they are fucking mahoosive. I realised why the chat wasn't moving. It wasn't scrolled down. I am fucking stupid. Right. Look who showed up. Hello, Cersei. Yeah, I never turn up to my own things. Ugh, why would I do that?
Somebody asked about when the next Spoon stuff is going out. This weekend.
Yes, soon. It has been made. I spent a portion of the weekend, portion of my precious time off, doing sounds, not voices. Sounds for Mrs. Six. I've come mostly in the form of Make of that what you will. Sound effects. I do a pretty mean growl, and
you do demon noises pretty well.
And Mrs. Sick loves my zombie noises. They are not great for the voice box. Yeah. So we did that. What else did you force me to do? Oh yeah, we're getting ID, so when we go on holiday, we don't have to take our fucking passports everywhere. So we're preparing everything for the holiday ridiculously in advance. So we're getting little ID cards from the post office, so we can go. Have no idea. It is impossible to find out how, like, whether or not another country will accept almost any form of ID that isn't very, very specifically a passport. And I do not want to carry my passport around when I am potentially getting fuck-faced. Shit-faced, not fuck-faced. That's not a fucking term. So, yeah. And I have no idea. The ones from the post office. If anybody knows, we're going to, Europe. Technically, some part of Europe anyway. But finding out that information is a fucking amazingly difficult task. I am shocked that there isn't some kind of database for who accepts what. Blossom wanking. Blossom doesn't wank. So, if you lived in Bizarro World, would you be a religy boy, a flirter, or both? I mean, most flirters are religy boys. So I assume if I was in Bizarro World, I would be dead. Because that would be the opposite of existing. Well, not necessarily dead. Maybe not at all. That's why you should apply for provisional driving license, even if you have no intent of using it to drive. Okay. I take it other countries like those. That sounds like a real fucking hassle. I'm really good at stuff until someone watches me do that stuff. Oh my god. I know them feels, bruh.
I thought to get a provisional driving license, you have to prove you've been having lessons.
No, I think you need a provisional driving license to get lessons.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't drive. I'm
Otherwise, you're not
terrified
allowed to do any car.
I'm terrified of driving, so it doesn't matter to me.
Europe, you know there are people there, right? Ugh. Yeah, but I'm going to be ignoring most of them. The plan is to hang out in a hotel most of the time and just sort of saunter onto the beach, collapse for 4 hours, wake up with a sunburn, and then go to bars for the rest of it. Sounds pretty good to me. Do I need a license to walk? Depends where, I suppose. There are places that you're not allowed to walk, so find a place that you're not allowed to walk, and then get a thing that says you are. Perfect. You need a provisional to do your lessons. Yeah, I called it. Big brain fucking smart boy right here. I guessed a thing.
Hang on. I need to save this because it's distracting me.
What is you saving that is distracting?
Artwork.
Is it of my gigantic phallus? /face.
I guess.
Technically.
If you want to see it that way, yeah.
Are you related to Armored Skeptic? You have a similar body type. No, not even remotely. Armor, he wears a suit. Although not anymore. He mostly wears a tinfoil hat, as far as I'm aware. It's not been good. I'm with you there, Mr. Sick Driving. Scary, and I'd be in danger. And for the most part, we've just never had the use. I'd like to drive. I don't think it would be a huge problem learning to pass a test. But I can't be asked, and it's quite expensive. And having a car,
for me, it's too much things to keep track of at once.
Yeah.
Like, I have to keep myself safe and other people while also driving a car, and it's too much.
But yeah, like having a car just doesn't seem as worthwhile as something like having a house instead of a flat, which is still.
No, we don't go enough places to warrant having a car anyway.
I think it's one of those things where if we had a car, we would go more places. Yeah. But because we don't, it's still a kind of a huge hassle to go pretty much anywhere. So, or a very expensive cab ride to go any distance.
There's so many problems that come with cars, though. Not just the fact that they need a lot of maintenance, but all the taxes and stuff.
Well, it's basically it's all money.
Yeah, and then there's also the risk of people nicking it. So,
yeah. And again, we don't need it particularly. Mm-hmm. We can get most places around us, and literally all the supermarkets are within spitting distance of us, and fucking deliveries are just super common now. I was actually having a conversation about how I used to get started on a lot, like really regularly, and I'd realised that it hadn't actually happened in quite a while, and it's pretty much since we started getting our groceries delivered that I haven't really had a stranger pelt me with an egg, shout abuse at me, or try to start a fight with me in front of my children for no fucking reason.
No, we have bikes. It's easy to just walk to the supermarket than setting up the bike and then getting on the bike and whizzing down a hill.
It is kind of, yeah. The other thing with the bike is they're great if we're going, like, we live on sort of midway up a hill, and anywhere that's like on that hill level is fine to get to. As soon as you go down the hill, okay, whatever. Coming home is a fucking hassle. Because we live on a reasonably steep hill, and fuck that. Once you learn to drive, it becomes fairly easy, but the thing about you need to concentrate or bad things happen is that it makes you concentrate, because otherwise bad things happen. Yeah, that sounds terrible. I'm not doing it. I want the revolution of self-driving vehicles, and then I could just buy a car and it just come and get me whenever I want. The egg throwing is because they love you. The egg throwing is because chavs are gonna chav and be absolute wank stains. I have an electric bike for this sort of thing, but I think my electric bike is illegal in Europe because 750 watts. I was going to buy an electric bike, and then I didn't because it was double the price. And I think I should have, because I probably would have used it more. But swings and roundabouts. Although on the other end of it, I understand that it was one of the cheaper ones, and I do know that cheap batteries can explode, and I don't really want to ride around with my crotch above potentially an incendiary device. It just doesn't sound great to me. So we're just straw manning cars, huh? Well, cars are expensive. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And if you don't need them...
They're a money sink if you don't really go anywhere.
Yeah, we're not saying that other people wouldn't get lots of use and it's worth it to them. I'm just saying for us, too expensive, not worth the money.
When you work from home and you live by shops and you don't really have anywhere else to go.
Yeah. I want everyone else to have self-driving cars, but I enjoy driving, so I want to stick with doing it myself. I imagine but before you die, that will still be a thing. I'll put it that way. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, to be fair, self-driving cars may never be a thing. I don't fucking know. But I just want them to be, so I can have a car and then not have to actually learn anything.
Sorry, Mrs. Sicko, I was brought with Los Angeles freeway system. My insanity started.
If you don't have a car, how can you have freedom? I thought guns were for that. And also, I can go anywhere I want. I just get on a bus or a train.
I just walk a lot of places.
You can go. The thing is, England is a lot more tightly packed than if you're talking from an American standpoint. I can get almost anywhere by train, and if I can't get there by train, I can get there by a bus or something. It's not the ultra fastest thing, but yeah, actual transportation, public transport that exists.
There's also the fact that there's a lot of idiots on the road too. My dad drives for a living.
Now I'm just waiting on the self-driving gun.
My dad drives for a living. My mum does too, actually. But they constantly say the amount of times that people just try and do strange maneuvers suddenly, and they always constantly have to slam on brakes because there's so many idiots.
I'm jealous of your robust public transportation system. You should be.
It's not that good. You kind of have to.
The thing is, it's not that good when you live with it, and then you go somewhere that has none of it, and you go, "Holy fucking shit!" I lived in one town that had just nothing. There was one bus twice a day that went to a supermarket 2 towns over, and that was fucking it. If you wanted to get anywhere and you didn't have a vehicle, you had to walk a town over to the train station, and that was it. I guess you could get cabs, but as a kid, who's got time for that shit? So or money for that shit more than anything. And it was not great. When I moved to the area I currently live in, it had fucking buses everywhere. I could go most places all the time. So, yeah. To be honest, I don't think self-driving cars will ever get so good that nobody drives. They sort of work with Waymo in San Francisco, but they'll never cope with our narrow country lanes.
Oh, God.
You almost sound proud.
It'd be definitely main road transportation.
How can you drink and drive if you don't have a car, though? Yeah.
Why would you want to?
I've got a pretty staunch philosophy on drinking and driving. Why even have one? What the fuck's wrong with you? Just don't fucking drink if you're going to drive. I'm not super keen on people who drive the next day as well when there's still a shitload of alcohol in their system. It's a really bad idea. But yeah, just if you're going to drive somewhere, you don't need to drink anything.
Bog Emporium.
They're fucking hard.
There's more spoon staff coming on Saturday.
Yes, more spoon staff this Saturday, which means that I have to write some ads. You live in England. Name every stab wound you have. There's Jeremy, there's John T, there's Fred, and there's
Reginald.
Dorf. Never drink and drive, you might bump and spill your drink. Exactly. It's fucking stupid. It's not worth the risk. Solution, dude. Grab a bus up the road, and when you want to stop, press big red button on the back of side of the bus. Kids, didn't you and Mrs. Sick press the button on buses and trains as kid prank? No.
No.
Because as much as I play one on the internet, I'm not actually a cunt.
There's a rule not to do that, so I didn't do it.
I just thought it would have made me a twat. I pressed it by accident
And also,
once.
it's just going to take longer for me to get where I'm actually going, so why do that?
I pressed it by accident once without realizing, and I had completely not realized. And then the bus driver was like, "You could get off then." I was like, "No." It's like, "Ooh, wanker," which was nice. And I felt very hard done by. And then I realized as I walked off the bus that there was no one else on the bus, and I had my hand like on the thing, and I must have just like pushed into it, and I felt like such a twat. But yeah, I don't think pranks where you fuck with people's work are funny. I think that makes you an asshole, no matter your age.
Yeah, I know in America, like this, that if you don't drive, you literally just don't get anywhere. Yeah. Like especially the very countryside type areas.
Yeah, I'm going to get stuck on pranks. We've had this conversation before, but it never should go without saying, or it should go without saying, but it apparently does. Don't play pranks on strangers, especially ones that make their day worse. Like, I think people who think it's really funny to drive through massive puddles and just completely soak strangers on who are walking along are psychotic. I think that is mental. That's sociopath. I got into an argument with someone on the old Facebook when I used to use that fucking hell platform, and they were completely baffled why I thought that they were a giant piece of shit. It's like, yeah, but it's really funny. It's like, even if that's true, you're still a fucking asshole.
Oh my god, you're so loud.
It's unfucking believably nasty. You don't know that, like, even if it was your friend, you shouldn't do it. But this is actually a stranger, and it's just like, you don't know what they're going through. They might have just fucking watched someone died. I don't know. And you, because there's a puddle, I have to drive through it. I'm such a fucking piece of shit. I don't know. It just drives me crazy. So 6, do the kids have night helmets like you two? No, they're smaller. That's driving without due care and attention. I mean, if you're doing it on purpose, it's malicious driving, I suppose. Some places in America, you need a car to live. Other places in America, it's more of a burden to own a car. It's a huge country. Well, it's
a continent, really, isn't it?
There's a line that always gets a laugh in fucking Shaun of the Dead. It was written in Shaun of the Dead, not as a joke, as just a statement of fact. But it always got a laugh when they went to watch cinema theaters full of people watch their film for the first however long it was out. And one of them just says, "Oh, I don't drive a car in London. I don't see the point." And everyone just pissed themselves laughing. It's like, but it's just true. It's just very hard to use a car in London. You might as well just take public transport if you live there for a lot of people. I don't use turn signals, being a BMW driver and all. What is this button? It doesn't dispense liquid or food. Do I give my kids whiskey? What the fuck do you think? And hopefully you think it's no, because what the fuck? I don't give my fucking children whiskey.
They wouldn't anyway. They're very...
They wouldn't drink it.
No, they're very anti-drug.
They're very anti-fun. No. They like fun. They just don't get, like, stupid fun.
Sober fun.
Yeah. Whether or not that will last into their grown-up ages.
I'm sure it will.
Maybe. You don't know. New subscriber working through the spirit science videos. Very impressed by some of the jokes on display. And then the one main joke being fucking that guy. Yeah. People like my Spirit Science videos. They're the most pain in the ass to make, and I guess I just have to focus up on trying to make funny jokes instead of arguing against anything, because there's nothing to argue against. It's incoherent gibberish.
They are squares, yes. If squares means a nice, stable family home where everyone's treated with respect, yes.
That's still square.
Yeah.
If they'd have said lame, I wouldn't have minded like that. But no. No self-respecting kid drinks with their parent. Exactly. They steal the alcohol.
What?
But if they're...
Have I just had my childhood wrong or something?
Oh yeah, you didn't know how to childhood.
No.
The worst one is... One of the things I'll teach them if they ever start getting even remotely interested in alcohol is, if you ever take alcohol from me, I don't care. Please, for the love of God, don't water it down. For the love of... I would rather there was none left than I go, I fancy a drink today. Come to it. Why does this taste like piss? That is like the one and only rule. If you must do it, just don't ruin it for everyone else. I've been playing the old Grand Theft Auto games, and it's crazy that the protagonists are anti-drugs but pro-murder. So by old ones, I thought you meant the top-down ones. That's not what you mean. You mean like San Andreas.
Oh God, I'm so old.
I don't think Tommy Vercetti's anti-drugs. I think it's just Carl. Carl? I was going to say Carl Urban. Carl Johnson, that's the one. Carl Urban's a fucking actor from... I don't know if he's from New Zealand or Australia, but one of those two.
New Zealand, I think.
And he's having a moment in the spotlight. He's doing well. The only pro-drug protag was Franklin from GTA 5. Are you telling me that fucking Trevor is not pro-drug? I think he's pro anything he can get inside his body. I love driving whiskey GTA. Please continue. Fair enough. Cut with rubbing alcohol. Yeah, the same. As much as I make jokes about the best alcohol, the best whiskey being the one that's in front of me, I don't want it to taste like fucking rubbing alcohol. I want it to taste like nice. Top-down ones were a lot of fun. Yeah, and also incredibly stupid because you had to have... I can't remember if it was GTA the first one or 2, but one of them had a save feature. At least one of them had a save feature. And it required like 50,000 in-game money, which was an unfucking believable amount of money to save your fucking game. Oh, kind of like the idea of actually trying to complete them. Never did as a kid. All you do in Grand Theft Auto, the top-down ones, is look for that row of people who are basically Hare Krishnas, but not, and try and get them all run over in a row because you get a bonus for that, which is psychotic, but also very funny. I mean, they look like fucking pavement pizza. Say no to kids, but... Just say no, kids, but only to drugs. Say yes to extended mags. Depends how long they are. You might poke yourself in the eye. That would be dangerous. Trevor's just pro-rage. Yeah, but he definitely does drugs. So, Sig, you're one of the few people I find tolerable. Someone had to.
I'm glad you do, because other people don't.
Garanja, yeah, that's what it was called. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to fuck it up. Vice City and San Andreas, best games ever. Arguably, no. There's very good games. There's lots of games that are very good. I don't really believe in a best game ever, or even a best film ever, because of, subjectivity and stuff. But also, no one thing covers all bases. Nothing is all the things that you could possibly want from something. So I don't believe that it could be the best ever. I do have favourites, obviously, but I have so much more favourites than I used to as a kid of things. I don't know if that's simply because I've experienced so much more, or because I'm just not a stupid little shit. I think it's mostly the stupid shit thing. I love your Smexy voice. I love my smexy voice too. I don't know why I'm almost going fucking Duke Nukem there. My smexy voice. Serious question. How bad was the post-birthday hangover? It was fine. I felt worse. Actually, I felt much worse on fucking Sunday morning after having nothing to drink, after having eaten very sensibly the night before, and I woke up and I felt like I'd been hit by 2 buses and that I'd been drinking just constantly. There was something about the weather. It made me feel like shit. I think it's just largely an old person thing. I wasn't sick. I just had a bad morning. But my twins, born on Christmas Day, 18 last year, begged me not to cosplay as Sir Sick. I mean, you shouldn't. Mostly because no one will fucking know who you are. The worst Halloween outfit I ever decided on was Pat Bateman from American Psycho. Because A, at the time, no one had fucking seen the film. And B, I was just wearing a suit. But I kept walking up to people going, "Hi, Pat Bateman. I'm in Murders and Execution." And
oh my god, did you have business cards?
No, because
you should have done that.
I should have done that, but I was also like 20, maybe 21 at the time. I don't know. Men in Tights is the best Robin Hood movie ever. I mean, that's obviously true. Original Zelda had a tip book they sold you to find all the stupid bushes and hidden items. That was the thing of beauty back in the day when they had tips lines that cost ungodly amounts of fucking money. I am so, like, of all the industries that the internet fucking murdered, tip lines is just by far one of the best things it ever killed. May I please be excused? My brain is full. For a second there, I thought that said, "May I please be executed?"
This is sick. Which is best, a good kebab or a good fajita? I've never had a good kebab because I had a bad one and stopped even trying. I like fajitas though; they're my favourite food.
Mrs. Sick loves a fajita. I gave her fajita. That's what we had on Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? No, Friday.
I don't know.
When did I feel like shit? I can't remember now.
We had to get gluten-free tortillas in, so it took a while.
But she liked it. Did you, sir, GTA 6 has playable girl character and the whining men are whining? Honestly, I think that the whining... Like, there are definitely people whining about it, but I think the number is probably vastly overblown. It's probably like 7 guys. And they're just very noisy, and everyone else making fun of them is amplifying them more than they should be.
If you're a heterosexual man, I don't know why you'd be bothered about playing a female character, because you get to look at a woman.
Like, I've never subscribed to that specifically. Like, when there's a, like, choose your gender, I just choose guys, because I'm fucking boring, apparently.
I choose guys.
Yeah. And it's just like, whatever.
It's mainly just because of the voice acting. I tend to find women very cringy.
I even don't choose the objectively better femshep because I don't know. I just choose the dude because whatever. Usually it's what's on the box art. I'm a very, very, if it's supposed to be that way in the game kind of person, like... If that seems to be how something has been designed to be, that's the one I choose. Which is why I chose in Assassin's Creed Odyssey to play as the chick. Because she seemed more like the expected protagonist. So it has nothing to do with liking either, I suppose. One of them seems to be what was whatever. And also, I just can't be asked. I will die on the hill that female V's voice in Cyberpunk is the most annoying player character I've heard in years. Okay, fair enough. Jennifer Hale is the better Shepherd actor, not going to lie. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard it's better acting, but also, to me, Commander Shepard's voice is that weirdly monotone guy who occasionally gets very angry. Moonwalk is when your pants fall down walking backwards. I mean, fair. There are 2 guys complaining about that. They aren't even loud, just people need them for virtue. I just think that people need to chill out about most things. I don't care. I don't think anybody who matters cares either way about what characters you play in a fucking GTA game. Honestly,
you just have a preference. And
it would be nice for fucking Rockstar Games to release a single player piece of content for the first time in goddamn years.
I want them to release Bully again.
I would like a full-on remake of Bully.
That'd be really good.
That game is fucking
at least an
excellent.
Update, like a new Bully would be.
I still argue that Jimmy something, I can't remember his second name now. Pretty sure it's Jimmy. But he is one of the best written protagonists. Because at first he just seems like a twat, a little angry twat, but he's actually got quite a lot of depth to it. Jimmy Hopkins, yeah. He's fucking great. You really, really just start to sympathize with the kid. Like, it just sucks. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, you play as Jimi Hendrix in the game about being a fucking school child. Loved Red Dead Redemption 2. I liked the world. It was very impressive. I got incredibly bored of the story. I think it's because I'm sort of a gameplay first kind of person, and that game forces you to do nothing for ages, and I just got fucking bored. Which is a shame because I really wanted to like it. I had way more fun in that game just dossing about and running about doing nothing.
I liked the snow.
Yeah. You really liked the snow in that, and the PlayStation version of fucking...
It's usually sand and snow when the physics look really good on it, when the way your character interacts with it. I like footprints and the way you move through, like even like the way he like leans forward when he's walking because it's difficult. It was very well put together.
Sick. Have you beaten Mass Effect on Insanity? No. I beat the first Mass Effect when it came out on probably standard, maybe easy. I can't fucking remember. And I never beat 2, and I haven't even played 3. Yeah, I just got uninterested halfway through 2. I hear that it's the best one. News to me. I don't know. Certain games, like RPGs used to be my favorite genre, and now they have to just be very good in order to actually get me to really into them. I tell you what, I have really liked Mass Effect bored me to tears. I can get that. Like, I liked it as... Like, the first one I really liked as a kid because it was, like, big and open and all that. But yeah. What I've really liked recently was Dredge. And it isn't the greatest, like, horror thing, but the vague horror vibes are kind of fun. They're just kind of there. I just started playing Nine Souls, and holy shit, that game is fucking hard. At least on normal. I had to show Mrs. Sick one of the early cutscenes because she fell asleep when I started playing. And I started playing on easy, or story mode. And the temptation to keep playing it on that is quite high. But I also want to be good and do game properly. So I'm probably going to go back to my first one. But I do have some concept of how a lot of the game systems work now. So that's something. Too bad I live with religious parents who would never let me play Red Dead Redemption even though I am 22. Do you pay rent? If you pay rent, they should go fuck themselves. Tell them I said that. If you don't pay rent, it's kind of a their house, their rules kind of thing. But yeah, if you are contributing,
Yeah, you're basically a lodger at that point.
yeah, if you're contributing, they shouldn't get a say in what you do for entertainment. That's fucking bullshit. And even if you don't, I find that to be incredibly fucking twatty parents.
I don't.
No offense.
This is just a personal thing, but if you don't want your children, if you're like super religious and you don't want your children to be exposed to particular content, you should do it in a controlled way. Otherwise, they're just going to want to do it more later on.
Or have good reasons for it
Yeah,
aren't because my book, though.
Yeah, like...
Where there's, like, with the kids, swearing, they don't swear because we made a simple rule. If you have a job, you can swear. When they get to the point where they have even a part-time job, they can swear. They don't want to work.
We only did that, though, so they can encourage politeness, because when they were younger, they were very impulsive with the words they used.
Well, that was mostly just they would hear a word, they didn't know what it meant.
They said it in context, though. That was great.
Well, I think that's usually the case.
I just like it, though, because she dropped something on the floor and she went, shit. And I was just like, well, she used it correctly.
There is that. But yeah, when I hear them use a word, I ask them if they know what it means. One of the worst, and it's, I don't know, one of the worst moments of being asked what a word meant, for some reason, there was this sticker on a cash machine that was basically for, like, a sexual assault helpline. And so, being there, I didn't see the sticker, and then one of my kids goes, Daddy, what does RAPE mean? And I went, this is a conversation I am not currently fucking mentally prepared for. Ask me about it later.
Sorry, I blanked out. What was that?
There was a sticker for a sexual assault helpline.
Oh, she's literally just asked me that today, and I just told her.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh, what does R word mean?
Yeah.
I just told her.
We're being cagey about the use of that word because YouTube can be a twat.
Yeah, but I don't mind telling her the truth. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
they've asked me.
I had no problem. It's just I was like trying to get cash out, do three things, and this comes out of fucking. I was pretty blindsided by it. I'm like, I don't even fucking know right now.
Yeah, but I don't mind just being honest. Like, they've asked me questions about sex before. I'm just like, yeah, just tell them.
Arthur Morgan didn't suffer the indignities of Micah to be denied by some parents. Exactly. I actually speaking of that, I wasn't like hugely into it. I do like Arthur Morgan as a character. He amuses me. He's very entertaining to watch exist in that world, especially when you're a giant dickhead. I may or may not have kicked a dog in front of me. I always do it, honestly, because it upsets Mrs. Sick. I go, quick, come watch this.
How many? We have 2 children.
We have a pair of twins, and they're both awesome. Are you going to take a swig of that whiskey, or just sit there all evening looking at it? Oh, I'm teleporting it into my mouth, and it's refilling automatically
you mean your free whiskey?
Oh yeah, there's a reason that this stream is called what it's called. Today is the second time that I got a free bottle of whiskey from Amazon. Not through me being shitty. I tried my best to get them to just give me like a refund on the thing they fucked up, but every single time they just gave me all my money back on it. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Free whiskey's free whiskey. I ordered some food, and I also ordered a bottle of whiskey, and it had a replacement thing. And then it said, when it was on the way, it said, oh, we've replaced it with the more expensive thing that you chose for just in case purposes. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. And then I got here and it was the cheap one. I was like, oh, you fucking asshole. So I sent them a message and said, look, I clicked that. It doesn't mean that you get to charge me for the more expensive one and just give me the cheaper one. Can I have a refund of the difference, and they just refunded all of my money for the free whiskey. So
fucking knew it was free whiskey.
I fucking knew it was free. It's the second time though. Another time they sent me what is it now? Yeah, I ordered a particular one that was usually quite expensive, but it was currently on sale. I'd ordered that, and then they replaced it with I ordered a bourbon, and they replaced it with a disgusting blended scotch. It's not disgusting enough that I haven't drunk most of it, although I haven't finished it.
You do that though. You'd be like, "Oh, this is nasty. Oh no," and then like a week later, you're already like drinking from it. I'm like, I thought you didn't like that. You went, yeah, but it's there.
I didn't have anything else. Like, no whiskey is too disgusting, but they're not as nice as a nice one. When an only child does something behind your back, it's misbehaving. When twins do it, it's a conspiracy. Honestly, as far as I'm aware, they have never teamed up in an effort to do bad shit. Except once. And that involved some polystyrene and a lot of goddamn mess. They decided to... they'd found the polystyrene from a box. They had been told to leave it alone. And then we'd gone somewhere... Not in like the house. We'd gone to sit and work on our computers. We'd come into the living room and they'd completely disintegrated.
Yeah, it was a snow, basically.
Yeah, all of it.
It filled the entire living room with just polystyrene.
And the only solution we had was to just make them clear it up.
Yeah, by hand.
It felt cruel, but at the same time, I was like, I am not fucking cleaning that up.
They've never done it again.
They've never done anything quite like that again. When they were babies, the funniest one was if they ever got their hands, and it happened like a couple of times as well, if they ever got their hands on baby cream, like baby rash cream, they would open it and then they would cover themselves in it.
They'd cover each other in it.
I have no fucking idea why. And every time
we
would walk in, look
like
at them,
melted snowmen, and they just go,
yeah, and they'd cry their fucking... Like, we never told them off for it. It's just like, oh, okay. But they knew we weren't happy about it. And they were just devastated. I was like, just don't do it. What is the end of this? We will come into the room at some point.
The thing is, it's a milestone of a parent for your kids to do that, though.
Oh,
We've had the hair cutting incident as well.
Yeah, at least it wasn't with fucking
a
clippers.
razor, yeah.
Or a razor, but kids that get clippers done on it.
Oh,
and so they get a lot of it. Do you like your new haircut? No. Then why did you do it? I don't know. Baby cream. I can't think of the word for it. It's like nappy cream. It's not cream made of babies. I have a hard science tech background. Used to munch on foam for the texture. That's funny.
One of ours, she would chew on Play-Doh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or they got an art kit at one point. With all sort of fancy
it wasn't
drawing
just
bits.
Play-Doh. She used to put all sorts in her mouth.
Yeah, they got an art kit, and one of the things was an art.
It's like putty
rubber, which is like a putty to, get rid of. They're really good for rubbing out pencil, and she would just fucking eat it. Well, she wouldn't eat it; she would chew on it. I'm like, why? And she says, I don't know. So you never know. But I get it. I get that I don't know. Like, for the most part,
Sudocreme. That's it.
Oh yeah. That shit's expensive too.
It is, yeah.
We were quite poor then. So we would buy the big tub because we knew we were going to use a lot of it eventually. But this was like 10, 15 pounds worth of fucking Sudocreme, and they'd just empty it. And I should have been madder, but like Mrs. Six said, they looked like little melted snowmen.
Yeah.
And they would cry their goddamn eyes out the second they saw you.
We just walked in and just stared at them and they just burst out crying.
It's just a case of... For God's sake. Did you know geese have 32 teeth? Where they got them from, nobody knows. But they assume they were stolen from pensioners.
Geese are actually tooth fairies.
Nappy cream tastes vile, but Bonjela gum ointment, not too bad actually. Well, it's gum ointment. You would hope that gum ointment...
It's supposed to go in your mouth.
Wouldn't taste like fucking... I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really disgusting... Like, shit. Something not so fucking obvious, but yeah. There's an old fucking Harry Hill joke where he would always confuse his toothpaste for Savlon. Just once an episode, he'd accidentally brush his teeth with Savlon. It's like, oh, Savlon! And that was not. It's not strictly a nappy cream, but I'm pretty sure it could be used as one. Unless I'm completely wrong about what I think Savlon is. I don't fucking know. Worked in a bookstore years ago. Got a shipment with these biodegradable packing foam peanuts. We ate them, much to the confusion of the department manager. I assume they were technically edible. That's still kind of
That's a bit of a power move, yeah.
It's even more of a power move when you get it. You open it in front of them and you just take a big handful of them. Just fucking stick them in your mouth. Perfect thing. Sick. If the Earth is a ball, but water doesn't fall off, why does water fall off my balls? The Earth is flat, accept it.
It doesn't fall off your balls.
No. It goes up your ass. I wish I knew peace, but I take care of my dad, and he is not peaceful. Okay. Do not Google pictures of goose tongues. Aren't they like serrated?
What, you mean like
they're like knife-like. Not like cats where they have they're like combs. They've got like on the edges of them. I think they're.
Oh, okay.
I could be thinking of something else. Sorry, dude. My son was 15 in college with 18-year-olds telling sexual jokes. He just said my dad thinks he's an alien who cosplays Deadpool, Blade, Sir, and Sir. Okay, fair enough. I love your Wave Comfort and Kirk Cameron series. Been binging it lately. Yeah, I ended up stopping halfway through one of them because they just did this bit with a weird cartoon that had an ultimate conclusion of something stupid, but I can't remember what the contents of the cartoon was, but there was a reason why I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? Did they not make this video with me in mind for taking the piss out of them? God fucking damn it. Also, a lot of those videos end up devolving into non-stop him doing the same shit over and over again, which was kind of annoying. If I find a video where they've got like a whole new take where they don't do the same thing over and over again, maybe I'll move back into them. Or just take... I know he's done more modern stuff, which is still the same, which has a different fun of making fun of someone who hasn't changed their shtick for fucking years. My dentist wanted to charge me cash to remove the last decent tooth in my head and wouldn't negotiate for fairy pillow money transaction. Hey sir, just before I drop off, what are your thoughts about us French? You are a foreign nation to the country that I live in. I don't have much else to say.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Thank you for Albert Camus.
Yeah, like I don't really have specific opinions on people from most other nations. I have more opinions about Australians than I do the French. But that's mostly because I vibe. Being a beach bum sounds fucking amazing. I know that's not all Australian, but it's some of them, and those guys... I get it. Male cats have barbs on their privates, lol.
Yeah, they do.
How did you find this out? That's the question. Someone said, "Oh, I hate those two, so dishonest." I don't hate them. I mean, I don't hate most of the people I cover. I don't think I really hate anybody I cover.
No, hate is a very...
Hate is a lot of work.
It's intensive, yeah.
Yeah. Hate requires an amount of effort that I'm not willing to spend on most people. But it's better, that's a better opinion in my mind than, oh, they're actually really nice. I had a talk to them on a podcast, and they were actually kind of nice. Yeah, to your fucking face. Just watch it. Watch the things when they're talking about the things you believe when you're not there. And they're just dishonest assholes, and they lie. Someone can be very pleasant to you. That doesn't make them a good person. It makes them, in fact, worse. Because it's like, say one thing behind your back and then just make shit up about you. And like, I've got nothing, obviously, against someone who will make fun of someone for saying something actually stupid. But if you lie about people behind their back...
It's more of a hate for, like, concepts they come up with rather than them as people. So, like, having a hate for when...
I hate what a lot of these people do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily who they are. I hate the fact that I have to exist. Both in terms of that and, you know, in general. Well, that's disappointing. I hope you'd entertain our traditional friendly hatred. 'Tis a joke. Yeah, it's alright. Cannibalism is not illegal in Japan. As far as I'm aware, it's not actually illegal in a lot of places, strictly. The things you need to do to get to the point where you're eating a corpse are often illegal. But
the act itself is...
For the most part, if you get stuck up a mountain and John dies and there's no food, no court in the universe is going to fucking sue you. Do the thing that courts do to people for surviving. If you could say one thing to Ray Comfort, what would it be? Go away.
Stop. Get a real job.
Stop. Get some help. You mean the ladies at the gentleman club I frequent don't really like me, aren't really interested in me, and just service me because of cash? Sad. Don't lie, you don't have any cash. Besides that, quite an optimistic person, indeed. Hey, why am I going to die on this mountain? Sorry, John, but it's your time. Just don't go up any mountains and you'll be fine. Wildest thing was meeting a group of fellow black kids at university, and they just started conversing in French. The Asian group too. Okay. Pass me more co-pilot. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, right. I now know what you're talking about. Cannibalism. Okay. It's another spoon of co-pilot. Why you no do Ray Kirk anymore? Because I got partway through a video and I couldn't do that video anymore for various reasons, and then I never did another one. I should do another one. I'll tell you what, find me one that I haven't covered that you think would be really fun and it goes all the way through and still being like particularly fun, and I'll look into it. If you could say one thing to spirit science, what would it be? Go away.
Stop and get a real job.
Why are people coming up to me? I don't know you. Go away. It's like
I instantly started thinking of Bobby from King of the Hill.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Feed the rich to the homeless. I always liked feed the homeless to the homeless, I'll be honest. It's pretty bad, but Insanity Wolf, he made some bold choices. Most of the time, eating human flesh is not a high risk, but the human brain should be avoided due to a high quantity of prions and stupid. You don't want to eat stupid. It's not good for you. The banana video is hilarious, perfect for the human hand. Yes, that has been... I have covered that particular part. It's not a banana video. It's like a full... They have a full video that is a part of. It's a bit. It's not a bit, but you know. It's part.
It is kind of cringe that he does it for like...
Oh god, that he now does it as a routine and gets paid for it.
Yeah.
It really undersells, like it undermines his earnestness. I hope he got a fucking lot of pay for that. Jesus Christ. How did we laugh at dinosaurs laying eggs in a row? Oh, how did we laugh at dinosaurs laying eggs in a row? It's because they were running away from a flood. My God. Yeah, I should cover shit like that again. Carl Barr. He was one of them. And then there was the fucking John Pendleton. The doctor, scientist, mid-husband, all the other shit. Oh, those were the days. Yeah, I've covered some of the older stuff. I've relatively recent covered a clip from a certain individual's seminars. You could probably guess just from those words alone. But like someone re-uploaded one of his clips and like, oh, this is such a good point. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. That's 2 minutes. And he says a lot of stupid shit. Pendleton is logicked only. As in, I'm not allowed to cover Pendleton? Because I'm pretty sure that's fine. I ship them. So Logic is dating John Pendleton. I could see it. Those were simpler times. I was thinking Ken baked ham. Incorrect. My recommendation: Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. Well, I've recently, reasonably recently covered Candace. I was looking at Ben Shapiro today saying some stupid shit. And also Matt Walsh kind of turned up.
Do you know that his wife's a doctor?
Oh, what, Ben Shapiro? She does doctoring and everything. You need to cover inspiring philosophy. I feel I've covered inspiring philosophy at some point. I could be wrong about that. My investment in aluminium foil has yielded no return but a cardboard tube. You know you can like use it to do stuff, right? I used tin foil today. Oh, well, aluminium foil. Was it? I think it's cooking foil. I don't fucking know what it's made out of.
It's aluminium foil.
I used it to cook something today. That's what it's for. Logic can date anyone with all those tentacles. Are you saying Logic can date me with all those tentacles? We all need more CC in our lives. I try not to cover CC too often. I don't want him to feel like he's being picked on. But he does put out a lot of content. If I ever think I want to do a flat earth video, let's see what CC has said. He never fails to have something that's worth making fun of. Like, it's just what he does. I don't know why he does it. I assume it's because he just is convinced that his ridiculous bullshit is not ridiculous bullshit. CC has some truly insane beliefs when you get down to it. A lot of people do.
It tends to spiral out of control when they're not, I guess, regulated.
When you don't have someone in reality who keeps telling you to stop being a fucking idiot, you can believe a lot of shit. When you have an amount of people who keep telling you how right you are, you become Roger. And Roger is just unfucking believable sometimes. Earth not flat, it's bumpy thick, that's true. Bumpy Earth, FTW. Got to spread your coverage about. Don't want anyone to clock that they're under a magnifying glass. Content must be cultivated. Well, actually, I spread my content about for my own sanity and sake and ability to make not the same fucking video over and over again.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people who end up getting stuck in a niche, and I don't want that. I'm very happy with the niche of stupid. I am completely fine with that. That is a broad fucking niche. But if I had to do nothing but like, I don't know, fucking the guys we were talking about earlier, Ray Comfort videos, that would drive me completely fucking insane. I would hate that. Because there's only so much you can say about them, and you need time to come to a sort of... With enough time, I've had a new enough experiences that I can come up with some new and interesting things to say / jokes or whatever. Stupid isn't a niche, it's a culture. I mean, that's one way to put it. The world isn't in danger of running out of stupid anytime soon. Cersei fodder for years to come. I literally don't think we'll ever run out of stupid, because we've made a system where stupid people can meet each other and make each other much, much, much dumber.
Tech channel when though? When we have more space.
Yeah, make me rich and I will make a tech channel. Simple as that. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock, so I am going for a big, fat sit on the couch in the living room. Hopefully I won't shit on the couch, and that would suck. Anyway.
Please don't do that.
All right, I'll shit on your side of the bed as usual. No. All right, thank you all for coming, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.